All right, so my name is Caleb. My advisor was Philip Ross, but this is based on the PPACA, which has been being introduced since 2010 when it came out. How it affected the business strategy of competing health insurance companies. So in order to answer this, we need to first know a little bit about the PPACA. So what is it? It stands for the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act. That's also more commonly known as the Affordable Care Act, or most commonly the Obamacare. It was a bill that was passed on March 23rd, 2010, and it was meant to place consumers back in charge of their health care and make it more affordable for everybody. So this one just kind of tells a lot of the aspects of the PPACA, so what it's meant to do. So some of those more where they are listed here. Pre-preventive care, all that stuff. I'm going to get in a little bit about those real quick. So this one here was actually a big selling point for passing Obamacare. They said that it was free, which is why I put in parentheses or quotations in it. So they say that you don't have co-payment, deductible, or co-insurance, anything like that. But all of those preventive services that are listed there, those all have to be covered by each insurance plan in the marketplace. But the insurers want to make sure that their cost is covered. So instead of having you pay at the time of the service, it's absorbed in the cost of the premium. So your premium is going to increase. Another one was the pre-existing conditions. Just briefly going over that. Before PPACA, insurers could deny coverage or charge higher premiums for if you have a pre-existing condition, so like diabetes, any sort of disease, anything like that. They go through an underwriting process, and that's whenever they check your health history, personal history, stuff like that, and then they can decide if they want to do that. But the PPACA changed that. So what that says is that regardless of the condition, the insurer has to provide you medical care. They can't increase the premium based on some pre-existing condition or deny you coverage. My personal favorite part of the PPACA was the extended coverage for young adults, some 25, and I think it'd be 36, 26. But basically that, and then the circumstances don't matter either. So you can be married, financially independent, you can even be employed and be eligible to enroll in their plan, but it doesn't matter for this. And then one of the other things that I want to mention was the marketplace. So this is basically just a website online where all the insurance companies, that they put their plans on there for making it available for people. So those just help them to fit their needs, whatever their insurance needs are. This is also necessary because the PPACA also required that health insurance was required for everybody. So there, yeah. And then I already mentioned before the underwriting process. This is getting to a little bit more about the companies. So we're talking about the health insurance companies. So like, as I mentioned before, they had the ability to do underwriting, which is basically what I said, led to pre-existing conditions, restrictions. They also had more ability to bundle the products more freely, so it was more customizable, and there was also more competition from more companies. Afterwards, the PPACA required qualified health insurance plans. So these were a lot of the essential benefits, which is all of these, and those were required for every plan as well in the marketplace, which again adds to the price of the premium. So if you notice a trend here, the premium tends to increase from that. But in case you don't know what that is, premium is the amount that must be paid for an insurance policy, so whether that be monthly, quarterly, or annually. So many factors contribute to that. Pricing the premium gets kind of complicated. So you get age, geographic location, rapid use, whether it's an individual, family, and the plan category. Plan category, they have different metals, I think it was. So you have bronze, gold, platinum, silver, stuff like that. And that just determines the price of the premium. So a little bit about how they calculate the premium. These are just generic equations. So to find the gross premium, you first have to know the gross rate, which is basically the addition of the pure premium plus the load. Pure premium is the part of the premium that's necessary to pay for losses and the loss-related expenses, and then the load covers other expenses and also allows for a profit. So you have to make money too. So, as they said, those are going to add together and make the gross rate, and then you can find the premium by multiplying the gross rate by the number of exposure units. And then the exposure units were essentially a measure of liability, property, similar characteristics. Also, the competition, as I mentioned before, also decreased after PPACA. As a result of that, the quality of care and the innovation in determining the products decreased. You also notice that there's a lot more larger firms rather than the smaller firms as well. So they did this. Well, I'll get to that in a second. So the uninsured rate, these are just some of the aspects that the PPAC covered. Those are from the census.gov. So the uninsured rate is primarily what the PPACA was meant to focus on. So that decrease from the period from 2004 to 2013. It was enacted in 2010, but I just want to pick something before then. In 2014, which the census data didn't have information on, it's expected to decrease even more just because of more additions to the PPACA that are being activated. So like I mentioned there. Also another key component is that a lot of insurance was employer-based before PPACA, but then due to essential health benefits, stuff like that, it became too expensive for employers to provide health insurance for their employees. So a lot of people just stopped providing the insurance for them. And then, so you see a large shift from employment-based to government insurance. This is talking about before, and then afterwards you see that the employment-based decreases and government insurance increases. So in summary, the PPACA has caused the health insurance premiums to increase in the marketplace. There's also less diversity and innovation in insurance products because of the essential health benefits, and the market is not dominated by most of the large companies. So that's it. Any questions?